was in the middle of reading the dedication, or of saying my part of my dedication of this book, reading, which I read just to myself, bedtime stories and stuff. Now that I'm a grown up and I don't have parents to read me bedtime stories, and suddenly the app thing closed itself. So as I was saying, after reading this book, helping my brother out with reading it for his class, I ended up loving so much that I've probably read it about 150 million times. And he must have been 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. So I've been reading it for about 15 to 20 years, and it has taught me a lot. And so I wanted to thank my brother and our school system for giving me the opportunity to have this book in my mental repertoire, and etc. Also wanted to, dedicate the second part of this dedication to thanking the author, Pat Conroy. And I do believe that I can speak on behalf of, at least a good part of the Marine Corps and the Marine Corps family, because I had a Marine that played a big part in my life, a friend of mine, and he told me that every Marine worth his or her salt or whatever, basically every Marine, it's kind of, you have to have a copy of the movie Full Metal Jacket. It's a Marine thing. He didn't really get into the explanation of why it was a mandatory thing for all Marines, but I get it, kind of. But for the Marines family, the ones who are at home waiting for the Marine to come back from his or her assignment overseas or wherever it may be, they're a different breed than your typical American family. And while Full Metal Jacket is an interesting movie, I think that this book, the way that it includes not just perspective on life from the main pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Bull Meacham, but also explains how the dynamics of the Marine family comes together and what family means to Marines. And that's something that I'm not sure that the families of Marines are really offered throughout their lives. From what I understand, at least from reading this book, a family with a Marine as a parent, as the head of the family, whether mother or father, is a strict and disciplined family, and don't seem to be permitted, at least while the Marine is not on assignment wherever, to get mushy and emotionally and stuff like that. They're expected to act like a Marine's child or spouse should. And I think that is probably a lot more difficult on the Marine's family than I would have, than I would have ever expected or even considered or thought about or would have ever dawned on me. And it actually never had, until kind of recently, when I realized that this book gives a very, I think, important perspective from the the members of the Marines family and a kind of overall glimpse to help to try to understand what these families go through and endure. I know that the members of the Marine Corps have to go through and survive and endure very, very difficult things as well, but their families, I think, are not really given the respect or acknowledgement, I can't think of the word, but aren't really given the props that they should be given for the things that they have to kind of accomplish and master and get through during their lives. And so this book clears up a little bit some of the things that may have been omitted kind of in literary and media and stuff. All of the stories that we hear as civilians regarding the Marine Corps and what it does and everything. So it's a very interesting perspective, and I think that the author should be thanked profusely and let known that this glimpse into a rarely seen view of the Marines family and their interactions with each other and the rest of the civilian world is something that is special and should be learned and part of the education of all Americans, whether in the Marine Corps or not. So wanted to just include that, and rest in peace to Mr. Conroy, and my personal love to the Marine Corps. So now let's get to the book.